The Queen of the Seas, Great Britain, has reaffirmed the military supremacy of its navy. In addition to its considerable fleet, London will build over a dozen new submarines.
We will create a hybrid Royal Navy that will combine drones with warships, submarines and aircraft.
It's no secret who this squadron is being prepared against. Those not long ago threatened to make Britain radioactive ash on edge. Once reserved English now openly declare these ships are built to fight Moscow.
Russia has shown recently it does not take peace seriously, and we must be prepared.
It seems that Russians can feel the full might of the British fleet without direct military confrontation with London. After all, the peacekeeping forces in Ukraine will include aviation and allied fleets. So what can the Russian Federation counter modern British submarines with? And what will renewed Royal Fleet be capable of? Find out right now in the new episode of Arsenal. So, as it has become known, at a meeting between UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and the military, London announced plans to build 12 new nuclear submarines in preparation for potential armed aggression from Russia.
We cannot ignore the threat from Russia. We saw what happened in Ukraine. 3 years ago, tanks crossed the border and witnessed what we never thought we'd see: a full-scale invasion of a European country. Russia has shown recently that it does not take peace seriously, and we must be prepared.
To ensure full preparedness, according to the Sunday Times, the United Kingdom plans to build 12 new attack nuclear submarines, which are intended to replace the 7 existing Astute-class submarines equipped with conventional weapons, as well as to supplement the 4 strategic submarines armed with Trident nuclear missiles that make up the maritime component of the UK's nuclear deterrent.
They are expanding the fleet and increasing submarines, mainly nuclear-powered attack submarines. These are not carriers of nuclear weapons. No, nuclear submarines with ballistic missiles are actually the ones that destroy the carriers of ballistic missiles. These submarines are designed primarily to destroy enemy submarines that carry strategic nuclear weapons. Who has strategic nuclear weapons on submarines? First it's Russia, second is China.
Understanding who they are dealing with, the British plan to change not only the submarines, but also their armaments. Prime Minister Keir Starmer promises to invest £15 billion to develop updated nuclear warheads.
I think what we really heard from the Prime Minister is the end of the peace dividend, and what he now calls the defense dividend. So this concerns an increased level of spending. 2.5% in 2027 with growing ambitions regarding defense, and 3% as we enter the 2030s. And my job now is to implement this.
The new submarines join the AUKUS Pact, formed by the United Kingdom, United States and Australia in 2021. The alliance provides for exchanging military technologies, information and advanced submarine development. The total number of submarines ordered under AUKUS reaches 20 units.
We will create a hybrid Royal Navy that will combine drones with warships, submarines and aircraft to patrol the North Atlantic and beyond, supporting thousands of jobs in shipbuilding. As part of our alliance, AUKUS with the US and Australia, we will deliver up to 12 attack submarines to protect British waters.
Analysts note that this is the first time the UK has revealed both the number of nuclear-powered attack submarines that will replace the Astute class and the scale of investment in warhead development programs. Rearmament of the British Army was outlined in the UK Strategic Defence Review. Defence Minister John Gill stated that this document is meant to show all adversaries that this time Britain is determined.
But it seems to me that after all, Russia is at the center of this, considering the incredible activity, aggressive activity that the Russian military leadership has shown in the Baltic Sea, the North Sea, and generally in the North Atlantic. The situation in the Baltic is almost repeating the scenario of 2021 in the Black Sea.
Note that the modernized British fleet has every chance of returning to the very Black Sea where it all began. According to Bloomberg, at a recent meeting of Allied Chiefs of Staff in London, it was agreed that ensuring peace in Ukraine will require not only ground forces, but also powerful air force and navy units. And how can Russia respond to this? Currently, the Russian armed forces have a total of 13 nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines, 27 nuclear submarines armed with missiles and torpedoes, and 19 diesel submarines.
Comrade submariners, tomorrow, in accordance with the combat training plan, we will go out to sea to practice under-ice navigation tasks. For what purpose? Today, as we descend, we begin preparing the ship for a combat dive mission.
At the same time, the flagship of the Russian Federation submarine fleet is the nuclear submarine BS-329 Belgorod, equipped with the Poseidon nuclear torpedo, missile armaments such as the Vetter or Kalibr and more.
It can also be used as a carrier for Kalibr missiles. And that means this missile has a combat range of 600 kilometers. These are Euro-strategic missiles. Today, submarines of Project 949, as is known from open sources, are undergoing deep modernization. And instead of 24 Granite-type missiles, launchers for 72 missiles are being installed. These are of the Onyx type, and in the future, also Zircon, where once all these submarines are put into service, all other ships, including American ones and even the British aircraft carrier, that's it, they are all guaranteed to be completely destroyed 100%.
However, all this bravado is good only in words. For now, there is no need to prove the full power of this unparalleled weapon in practice. And then it turns out that even hypersonic Kinzhal missiles can be shot down, and the Oreshnik manages a successful launch only 1 time out of 10. It's the same story with submarines. The only thing they're really good at is breaking through ice in the Pacific Ocean for a nice shot on Russian TV.
These shots have been seen all over the world. The pitch black conning towers of 3 Russian submarines break through the ice as if it were an eggshell. Very few submariners would dare to repeat this stunt. After all, a submarine is not an icebreaker. It has no portholes, there's no clear water above, and you can't raise a periscope through the ice. And surfacing at such a close distance from each other without making contact is difficult. Doing it symmetrically, maintaining equal spacing between the holes, is twice as hard.
But if we return to the British submariners, even the technology built into the design of their new vessels is already a cut above the Russians. As for their armaments, they've decided to hold off on any triumphant statements for now. After all, the unknown is always more frightening for the enemy.
Right now, these are submarines equipped with hybrid power plants, usually anaerobic systems, which are capable of operating both on diesel fuel and typically on a special hydrogen engine. In fact, these submarines can also remain submerged underwater for quite a long period of time, much longer than conventional models. But the British, on the other hand, are specifically talking about nuclear-powered submarines. Nuclear submarines mean unlimited time underwater. In other words, they can operate over very long distances.
Did you like this video? Then be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe right here to our Arsenal channel.